What's up YouTube? Jeff back again from GadgetHacks.com, and today we're taking a look at the 4 best smartphones from gaming, and we want to highlight our #1 phone for gaming in 2017, and that is the Razer Phone, which was just released last month. Now we do have a full roundup with the detailed specs comparisons, everything you need to know about these phones, and specifically the winner, the Razer Phone, but today I want to highlight a few things for you guys in this video. So today we're going to talk about the display on this phone, the specs, the awesome gaming mode, and the fact that this guy has no overwhelming skin on top of Android to get in the way of your gaming. I'm also going to talk about the runners-up and sort of what they're missing that made the Razer Phone the winner. We've got the Galaxy Note 8 here, the iPhone 8 Plus, 7 Plus, are 2 big phones from Apple that are also in our contention, and the OnePlus 5T. So we're going to talk about those runner-ups with the Razer Phone and see why the Razer Phone comes out on top. So first, if we talk about display here, what really sets the Razer Phone apart is it has 120 Hz IGSO IPS LCD display, which is at 1440p resolution. That 120 Hz refresh rate is actually what really sets it apart, makes it very smooth just when you're navigating the UI. But of course, even more important, if you jump into some really graphic intensive games, for instance like Titanfall, Assault, you're never going to have any drop frames when you're playing an action-packed game like this. You're not going to have any problems whatsoever. So if you like racing games or fighting games, or if you like shooting games like this, you're never going to have any problems with your actual fluidity inside the game. Now also if you like just more basic games, for instance like Pocket Camp, Animal Crossing, you're also not going to have any problems playing those type of games, but that smoothness from the 120 Hz display really shows in the day-to-day navigation of the UI as well. The second thing to talk about is the specs. Now of course you need a great set of specs if you're going to be doing some gaming, and the Razer Phone doesn't disappoint there. You've got the Snapdragon 835 with the Adreno 540 on board. You've also got 8 gigs of RAM. The one downside when comparing it to the other phones is the starting storage that you have. You have 64 gigs starting space storage here. On these other phones you have options for 128 gigs. This is the 128 gigabyte version of the OnePlus 5T. You can also jump up to even 256 gigabytes on the iPhone 7 Plus and the iPhone 8 Plus. So the storage is somewhat of a concern, but you can still store about 20 high-level games on this phone and still have room for your other apps, so it really shouldn't be much of a problem. And at the end of the day, the specs on this thing are really just way more than you need even to do mobile gaming. The 8 gigs of RAM really makes sure that you hold all of your games in memory, so if you want to jump between games like, again, playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, you can see it's just reloads really nicely. I don't have to wait for anything to happen. And then if I want to jump back into Titanfall Assault, my game is still right there and it's still playing right along. So I don't have to worry about things taking a really long time to reload. I can jump between a bunch of various high-end titles on the mobile side and be able to play very easily on the Razer Phone. Now obviously a lot of these other phones have great specs. The OnePlus 5T does also have 8 gigs of RAM, but again, even though you have that 8 gigs of RAM, you're missing that quality 120 Hz display. So even though the specs are very similar on these two in terms of raw power and gaming and holding things in memory, you do have the better display on the Razer Phone. Both the Galaxy Note 8 and the iPhone 8 Plus and the 7 Plus do have great gaming specs as well, but at the end of the day, you do have a little bit more RAM, a little bit more to work with when holding things in memory on the Razer Phone. Now the third thing is the awesome game mode that the Razer Phone has. Now this is something that actually the Galaxy Note 8, the OnePlus 5T also have. The iPhone does not have a gaming mode, but the gaming mode on the Razer Phone is significantly different for a number of reasons. And I want to show you guys the Game Booster mode. If you go into settings, you'll see the Game Booster mode right here, which I talked about in a previous video. You've got a lot of options when you're tweaking things inside of this Game Booster mode. Now you can see that there are some very basic profiles, custom, power save, performance, etc. If you go into the actual game though, that's inside the game mode, and you can add all of your games here, you can tweak the CPU, clock speed directly. You see you've got custom choices there. The resolution from 1440, 1080, or 720. The frame rate, you can actually do the full 120 if you want to take advantage of that, which I recommend, or you can bump it down. And you can also even turn anti-aliasing on or off within this game mode. A lot of really custom settings that you can play around with in the Game Booster. And if you just want to set, custom power saver performance at the top, you can also do that. If you want to go in and tweak those separately using that custom mode, you can also do it. Like I said, the Galaxy Note 8 and the OnePlus 5T, they also have their own game mode, but you can't customize the settings quite as much. If you go into the game launcher here on the Galaxy Note 8, you'll notice that there are some nice settings, but basically the only settings are you can turn alerts off, you can mute the game, or you can turn it between normal, high performance, or power saving. So essentially, some of those same overall modes that you saw there on the Razer phone. However, it doesn't have those custom tweaks where you can actually set CPU speed, the frame rate, everything like that, which is something that's a really big advantage for the Razer phone. Now, if you go into the OnePlus 5T, the OnePlus 5T also has a gaming mode, but really you can't do much here. If you go into the advanced settings, go down here to gaming, you can route your calls through the speaker while you're playing games and also block notifications. And within the Do Not Disturb, you can add games custom to the list. But you can't tweak any of those settings, again, like the CPU or anything like the frame rate. So both of those phones do have game modes, just not quite as good as the ones on the Razer phone. And then the final thing on our list here is the skin that is on the Razer phone is not overwhelming at all. You've got basically stock Android on here with just some very light modifications. You see the settings menu has got the nice green color, which is a hallmark of the Razer company. You've got a very close to stock settings. You've got Nova Launcher running on top, so you can actually get custom icon packs, custom wallpapers. You guys can see I'm running a custom icon pack here. Get your home screen set up just the way you like, running Nova Launcher. But aside from Nova Launcher, there's really nothing on top like there is on the Galaxy Note 8. You've got Samsung Experience or TouchWiz as we commonly know it, which does take up quite a bit of resources for the CPU, which is going to degrade some of your gaming performance at the end of the day. So having this really close to stock skin is a really big advantage. The OnePlus 5T also has a close to stock skin, but I would have to say that Oxygen OS does have a few more features, a few things going on in the background when compared to what Razer put on their phone. You do have customizability in both of these, so it's very close, of course, when it comes to the 5T and the Razer phone. And then lastly, of course, with the iPhone 7 Plus and the 8 Plus, with iOS, of course, you've got stock software experience from Apple. There really is no skin running on top of that. iOS is just iOS. And that is a benefit, but again, some of the downsides to the Apple phone are that you don't have that gaming mode, the display is not up to that 120 hertz spec, and also it's not as comfortable to hold this phone in landscape as something like the Razer phone. I found the Razer phone and this sort of rectangular box to be very comfortable to hold with one hand, especially if you're holding it in landscape to play games like Titanfall or something like that. All right, guys, so that is our full wrap up of the best gaming phone of 2017, which is the Razer phone. If you guys want to check out the full article below, we will link that in the description for you so you can check it out, read up on all the specs, and make a good decision for you. You guys can follow us at all the social links in the description. You guys please comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification icon, and you guys, I'll see you in the next video. Happy gadget hacking.